Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Adam, how are you feeling? Are you tired of the snow?
Yeah, well, so it's no longer. We had a freezing rain yesterday, but now no snow, so it's like it never happened. So I kind of miss it a little bit because if you got nowhere to go, you might as well have some snow.
Right, Chica, there's snow up there too, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
more of it because it snowed over top of the snow that was already there.
Y'all can
and now
have
it's ice.
Y'all can have it. Well, I'll let y'all get go on with movie reviews.
Sure thing. So I saw a couple movies, and the first one I saw is called Promising Young Woman. And this is a movie that is actually released in theaters last December, and they finally put it on streaming. And it's a film that follows the story of this woman who seeks revenge in a way on men. She goes out to the bars pretending to be drunk, and then when men try to take her home, then she like reveals that she's not drunk, and she kind of shames them and guilts them into pulling these maneuvers and things like that. And we learned that this is in retaliation to one of her friends, her best friend that she grew up with, that had an incident in college while they were both there. And it's billed as kind of a black comedy thriller movie, but it's definitely a weird one. It's an interesting premise, and you really want to kind of learn more about why she's doing this and a little more background about her and maybe her best friend and things like that. This movie does kind of fall into that more of a stylistic view movie where the settings are very elaborate. The cinematography is very nice, but it does kind of miss giving that full depth. And the way I put it is, I guess, character development. It was lacking a little bit of that. Either way, it's if you're looking for something new, again, the premise is kind of an interesting one. Definitely check it out. But I would say, since it's on like a $20 rental on Amazon Prime, I'd wait till it comes to a free streaming service that you already own first. And then the next film I saw, and this was in honor of Cicely Tyson. I'm trying to kind of learn a bit more about her filmography, was called The Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. And this was a movie, a 1974 made-for-TV movie about a fictional character who's 110 years old, and she tells the story of how she grew up before the Civil War into what the movie is considering the time when the movie starts, which is in 1962, so right at the beginning of the civil rights movement. And Cicely Tyson plays the main character, and we get to see kind of her stories of her growing up and what she did at various points in her life. And this one, it is, again, it's 1974. It's a made-for-TV film, so the production quality's what you would expect from a television film at that time. It's not the greatest production quality, but Cicely Tyson does a great job. She won Emmys for this. You can really gauge her on-screen presence and her, even when she's doing her monologues as a 110-year-old woman, she really knocks it out of the park. So this one is on HBO Max if you're looking to watch it and you have a subscription, but I would definitely check it out if you're looking to get into more of her works.
That was the first film that I ever saw in school.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a treasure that we lost. She
Yes,
worked up to
definitely.
her last day. She did an interview with Kelly and Ryan.
Ryan.
The day before she passed away.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Did they air it?
Yeah, they decided to air it because she was full life. They say even though she was 96, 95, 96, they said that she they knew, you get older and you expect it, but they said her team was completely shocked by the fact that she passed away.
Wow.
Wow.
And she was promoting her her new book. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Okay. So I saw a Netflix memory starring John David Washington and Zendaya. So this film reminds me of a film that I saw some years ago, starring Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, called Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and it was shot black and white like this film is, and it dived into the personal life of a couple like in this movie, and they both dealt with hard, gritty conversation in the couplehood, almost abusive. Yeah, very abusive,
Hmm.
and they had that similarity. Me personally, I thought that when I heard Zendaya was cast in this, I was wondering about how that was going to work and what that would look like. But it worked out for what her character is and was in this movie. She worked out perfectly. Um, I thought the acting was brilliant, and I thought that the subject matter was brilliant. Some people might not agree because it was a little harsh. They may think that it's I heard the word toxic
Hmm.
used. It is that, but it's also real life. It was a real depiction of a dysfunctional relationship. And if you get into the intricacies of what's going on in the couple, you would then understand the dynamics of them and why they work the way that they work. I thought it was brilliant. I highly recommend it. But it's very adult. It's adult themed. You have to have rode a ride a long time to understand
Hmm.
the content in this movie. So you have to have loved and lost and loved again to understand this movie. I highly recommend. Must watch.
You know, there was
Um, and
controversy.
also,
I'm sorry.
hold on, Stephen. I'm sorry. The jabs at Hollywood. There's subliminal jabs at Hollywood, and also the critics too.
Yeah,
So
because
they're talking about you and me,
he's a
Adam,
filmmaker.
in this film.
Yeah. You know, there was
Yeah, yeah,
controversy
yeah.
because she was 21, he's 34, 35, one of them. And she was like, listen, y'all, I'm
Hmm.
not Disney anymore. I'm an adult. I can play this role.
Yeah.
But
And I got that. I got that from that her being in this role that she was stepping out of familiar ground. Yeah.
you know, but I mean, the way they argued, who talks to your partner like that?
I would challenge you to watch Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Watch that movie. And I actually think Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf was harsher in the content
Was that the
than
Elizabeth Taylor one?
yeah, yeah. That movie, I was like, whoa, this is a movie? Or were they
Who are y'all
really
talking
acting out their real life? Like, what is going on here?
to? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good though, but I'm thinking Michelle said it best, Miss Parker said it best. If toxicity was a relationship, that was them.
Yeah. 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 So the next thing that I watched on Netflix was The Sinner season 3. Now, this was a USA series. I never catch it when it's on USA, so it's new to me being on Netflix. And I love the first 2 seasons, so I thought that I'd check it out. And it doesn't disappoint. It's still holding. I don't know if anyone's watching The Sinner or haven't Adam, have you watched it? Any of
No,
the episodes?
Netflix put it as it's like number two for them right now. So I guess because of the new season, but I've never even heard of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's a Jessica Biel produced series. She starred in the first season, and every season uh, there's a crime that happens, and this particular detective basically dissects it and picks it apart. Um, it's a good cop drama, but it's also a good mystery because sometimes there's murder, sometimes there's not, but there's always something to discover. I find it to be very enlightening. I like it. Definitely check it out if you like good mysteries and a little who done it and let me
Nice.
find out. Yeah, really good. So there's a new series on Netflix called Firefly Lane, starring Kristen Heigl. Is that her name?
Catherine
Kristen
Heigl.
Heigl, Catherine, Catherine Heigl, and Sarah Chalk from the Roseanne Show. Um, Two friends over decades, and it's basically like a long Beaches movie, but in series form. It's based off of a novel called Firefly Lane. These two girls grow up on Firefly Lane, and they basically show you their life growing up in the adversities they have being women, and trials and tribulations of their lives. I thought it
Okay.
was pretty good. It's well acted. Um, it's unique, and I can tell that this is about the author's life, and because it has heart to it. So
Hmm.
definitely check it out. Some parts are funny, some parts are sad, some parts are dramatic. It's pretty good. Definitely
Nice.
check it out.
You're
Something
on
to watch.
you're on quite a drama kick. Seems like.
Yeah, well, I move around. I get
Yeah.
around.
No horror movies, I guess, right now. So
Oh, and also too, Adam, you can attest to this because you have HBO Max too. Steven, you have HBO
Me too.
Max?
Yes.
Okay. I am
you,
enjoying the fact that I can pull up these older movies and watch them like they were
Yeah.
brand new.
Yeah.
Movies I haven't seen in years. I'm like, oh, let me take a look at this. I
Mhm.
watched The Color Purple again and fell in love all over again. I
you,
watched Purple Rain and fell in love all over again.
I agree with you, Chicky. Listen, I had planned on this last Friday, but it didn't happen that way. I have planned on just being in the house, making me something good to eat, making me a nice drink, and watching my HBO Max. I watched Poetic Justice last Friday, not this past Friday, but Friday before. I watched
Mhm.
Soul Food. I mean, just movies I hadn't seen in years. You know what I'm saying? And just to
Mhm.
be able to see these movies, it's been great.
yeah, it's funny you say that, Chike. You're absolutely right because I, I've gone to Universal Studios a few times and I like the Mummy ride. And after the last time I went, I was like, I really want to watch that movie again because I only saw it when I was in the theater. And every time it was available, it was like you had to spend money to rent it. And I'm like, well, there's too many streaming movies to watch. I don't need to spend money. But I haven't seen any of the other ones, but the trilogy just popped up again on HBO Max, and
Mhm.
that's it's a fun movie. That movie, it's I think action movies during the '90s also were just very quick paced, right? It's like from
Mhm.
point to point to point to point. And this movie, if you're looking for just kind of a fun action movie, definitely you're right. HBO Max has brought it back, and I guess
It
it's
really
just
has.
in the Universal Warner Brothers catalog or something. And yeah, it's great.
What's
And for
do we
me,
have
as
anything
far
coming?
as series are concerned, I like the whole Alien series, and they put the whole Alien series on there as well,
Yep.
from the original Alien movie all the way to Covenant. So
Oh
all
wow.
the movies are on there. Yeah. So yeah.
Anything coming down the pipeline?
HBO Max is about to release a couple of films that are in theaters as well. I think it's about three of them about to come out within the next month. So definitely look out for that. I don't really pay attention anymore
It's
to
different,
the commercials
right?
for movies because it's not really needed
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, it's tough, right?
I'm
So
very excited about
Yeah.
the Black Panther movie coming out soon. I think it comes out
Yeah.
the next month.
the sequel.
No, no. It's about the actual Black Panthers. Uh,
Ah, okay.
yeah, I'm very excited about that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think I mentioned before, Sex in the City's coming back. I don't know
Yep.
how they're going to do it, but they're coming back as well. HBO Max is doing the damn thing,
Doing it.
and they have their connection to Warner Brothers, so
Yeah.
all those Warner Brothers films over the years automatically get thrown into
Hmm.
HBO.
Which means
And
all the
also
DC
too,
films.
Yeah.
exactly, all the DC films were done by Warner Brothers because Warner Brothers basically partnered with DC Comics. So all of those films, all of those cartoons, all of those
Hmm.
series, all of that stuff is in HBO Max.
Yeah. I think we're all finding a way just to move forward during this COVID time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
movies are involved, are included. So it's a good thing.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Yeah.
and what's weird to me is the movies are kind of like a at a standstill right now, but AMC stock keeps going up.
Right. Exactly.
That's those redditors pushing
Mm.
it up.
Well, listen, guys, thank you as always for letting us know what to spend our money and our time on and what not to. And talk again next week. Next
Thanks. That
week.
sounds like a better plan.
All right. We'll right back after this.